2015 was a memorable season for Ottawa Fury FC, and what better way to recap it than to be joined by members of the media who covered the season for Ottawa Fury FC. And we're happy to be joined by Chris Hofley from the Ottawa Sun and Sinisa Sindik from Unique FM. Gentlemen, let's start things off by talking about, if you can, putting 2015 into the top three moments, your most memorable moments. We'll take one from each of you, and I'll toss one in there as well, starting, Chris, with yourself.
Well, I think overall you just have to say that it was a massive success all through the fall season into the championship final, where ultimately they didn't get the result they wanted. But if I had to pick one moment, go back not too far, go back to the championship semifinal here at TD Place. Just the most incredible, exciting win in this team's history so far. It was a 2-1 win. They went down 1-0 early on a very questionable PK that was awarded. Tommy Heineman came alive and scored two goals. It was the first of two games in a row in the playoffs that he'd scored two goals, and everyone went wild here after it ended. The fans rushed the pitch. They lifted Colin Falvey into the air, and he was doing a fist pump while he's being hoisted onto the backs of some of the supporters here. So it was just a unique moment, one that you don't get to see very often in sports in general, and it was a great deal of fun.
Yeah, and after the game, it was said that, hey, look, professional soccer has finally arrived here in Ottawa, and that was certainly a huge moment. And there were many huge moments at TD Place this season for Ottawa Fury FC, who were so very dominant at home. When you think back in 2014, just one win at TD Place, and it was a fortress for them.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2015, and Sinisa, your most memorable moment, I think, also comes here at TD Place.
Yeah, making it a fortress was a key to the success of the Fury this year. We wanted to do that during the off-season. It was an important part of their success this year. And backing to October 4th, when they were hosting the Eddies of Edmonton here, and they won that game 2-0 against their biggest rival so far. We know how heated this rivalry was so far in the past 2 years, how many exciting games we had against the Eddies, and some intense games and some disappointing games. But to win 2-0 here in front of their fans and to clinch their first in their history, their first playoff spot, Ubi Peripovic scoring two goals in that game, that was the most memorable moment, in my opinion, in this club's history, this club's young history. But in front of their fans, to be able to do that was absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. To do that here at home was huge. And to do it against a team like FC Edmonton, your Canadian rivals, especially what those two teams have kind of done to one another in their first 2 years in the NASL as well as in the Amway Canadian Championship. I think you couldn't have had a more sweeter moment, perhaps to the other moment. And I think my most memorable moment from 2015 was winning that fall season championship in Jacksonville.
That's a good one.
You talked about the semifinal game there, them going down early. Well, they trail at halftime against Jacksonville, and then just a completely different team coming out in that second half, and they willed their way to a 3-1 victory to hoist the first piece of silverware in club history. And to do something that for so many people, as that fall season progressed, you just wondered, like, all right, this is such an improbable run. Can this happen? Is this actually happening? And that was the game where they proved that, hey, yes, we're in this. We are one of the most elite teams in the North American Soccer League, and what a fantastic night that was in Jacksonville.
And they did that on the road against a new team of the league that proved a difficult team to play at home, and they managed to pull that one off. And you saw the celebration pictures. I know you were there, Graeme. Hopefully didn't get sprayed by any errant champagne, but anyone watching that game on TV back home, certainly they had a great party at the Hard and Crown here, watching that all go down, and it just it was a great ride.
That exercise that we just did here was so difficult, because this year was memorable from the start to the beginning, like a difficult start to the season. Then they build off something really incredible, going on an unbeaten streak. Romuald Paiser, like, breaking records and records. That was just an incredible year all so far. And those 3 moments, probably the 3 best moments, but it could have been so more.
Yeah, and you couldn't have honestly recap this segment any better. And yes, there were so many memorable moments for Ottawa Fury in 2015. Those are just 3 of ours, and I'm sure all the fans and the supporters have so many different memories from a very exciting and successful year that was 2015. We will continue with more segments throughout the holiday season with Chris Hofley and Sinisa Sindik. We hope that you'll join us for more as we continue on OttawaFuryFC.com.